All right, so I know what you're thinking. Everybody does a top 10, so I was like, yeah, I actually got a letter in the mail from the YouTubers statue review committee that said that if I was going to be kicked out if I didn't do one also. So, you know, peer pressure and all that. So I folded like a cheap tent. And but I was thinking, I was like, I really need to do something original with this, you know, and not just the same old ho-hum. So here we have the top 11. So it's like 10 plus 1. These go to 11.
What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
What's the real reason that I have 11? Because I got 11 pieces in 2020. So this will be only about pieces that were released in 2020, not ones that I received. For instance, I got my Hulkbuster in 2020, but it wasn't released in 2020. So these are only 2020 releases that I personally got. Just happened to be 11 of them. So I was like, well, instead of doing 10, why don't I just include them all and rank them from there? Because quite often I'm asked, what's my favorite, you know, how do I rank X statue within the ranking. So 11 pieces, for some people that is like a normal week. I won't name names, but before we get started, almost to 1,250 subs, and when I hit that mark, I'm giving away a $250 gift code to Spec Fiction. Check out that video here. Like and comment on that video. What is your favorite skit that I've done to date? And if you do that, and also please hit that sub button. And if you do that, you're entered in and you will get a code and you can buy whatever you want, do whatever you want with that at Spec. So let's get rolling. Can you guess number 11? All right, so first up we have Domino coming in at number 11. Really love the head sculpt on this piece. That's my favorite part of it. As a matter of fact, in a chat that I had not too long ago, I ranked it as my number 1 head sculpt. I just think they killed the attitude. It's a very pretty female sculpt. Just absolutely well done. Domino is sculpted just A+, fantastic. The base is where I had issues with it, and the reason that it comes in at number 11. Very plasticky, just something. I like the fact that the concept that they tried to portray, you know, luck with this, but just the execution didn't do it for me. So very solid piece. I recommend it. So for each of these pieces at the start of the video, you'll see a link for the review that I did on it if you'd like to see more details on the piece. So, all right, let's move on to number 10. All right, at number 10, we have XM's Brown Wolverine. This was actually the first statue unboxing and review that I did. So seems like that was forever ago, but it was only February. And really outstanding piece. I'm very happy with it. As with anything, you know, you have excitement when it's new, and then that kind of fades a little bit. I still think it's an outstanding Wolverine. To date, haven't seen one yet that I desire more. Would like to maybe match the Sabretooth snow base, you know, versus this. They work together, but that's one thing that I would like to acquire, probably. So a lot of the complaints people have with him, the scale, actually I don't think is an accurate argument as far as scale to other Wolverine statues. Now, nobody scales him right to the comics, or very, very few. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Swap outs are fantastic. The unmasked head sculpt is a little too large whenever you A-B them, but I don't display it that way. So with statues, if I got one way that I display and really love it, then I don't really so much ding the extras, the swap outs. So for me, this Wolverine comes in at number 10. Okay, coming in at number 9, we got this big boy right here, Sabretooth from Sideshow. Outstanding piece. This exceeded expectations with me. Again, you can find the video in the top corner there. Very solid base. I really like it. Really dig all the details. The outfit on him is just outstanding. The stitching, the leather look. Criticisms were, you know, the hair a little bit. Could use a little help on, you know, I think the head sculpt's outstanding, but the paint job on it could have been just a smidge better. But so strangely enough, star of the show is the gauntlets here, the bracers going into the gauntlets here, this huge talon, the fingernails, just the leather work and all. It's hard to believe that the star of the show could be a glove or hand, but it is just absolutely exquisitely executed. So love everything about this piece. Plan on keeping it in my collection for the long haul. Not a favorite character, but just so well done. Highly recommended. Let's move to number 8. And hopefully I can get through this without breaking anything today. Ah! Okay, speaking of breaking things, as you will see, there's nothing here. So let's, voila, superimpose a Loki photo there, because him and Thanos are on my top middle shelf, and I almost dropped Loki when I was trying to put it up there, so I'm not going to do that again. So you may ask, why does Loki come in at number 8 on the list? And that is strictly because of the helmet. So backtracking just a touch, this was my most anticipated piece in my pre-orders video. And when it came in, I was very thrilled with it, very happy, and then the stupid helmet broke. It breaks, gouges a gouge in his forehead. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna piece that back together. If you didn't catch it, in the Thanos death video, I used that helmet in the background as a towel rag. So if I have a bathroom scene, it may be a toilet paper holder, but it will never go on the Loki statue again. Now, the positives. Looks outstanding, looks like Hiddleston to me. There's a few angles where, you know, but overall it's just an amazing piece to look at. The rooted hair, the details, just blown away. That is still a star of the show, you know, for me to look at, but highly disappointed in the helmet with it, and so got bumped down the list. Just took a little bit of the luster enthusiasm off. So moving on, the newest edition, and coming in at number 7 is this Carnage, Custom Carnage. So not a favorite character of mine. I think he looks cool. I think the story is cool. But in the 90s, you know, in that time frame of my life, I didn't follow comics as much whenever Carnage was popular. So, but this statue I really, really like. Start with the negatives first. The base paint, sculpt is nice. Base paint to me needs some help. Some of the switch outs, again, as I said earlier, but that doesn't ding where I'm ranking, because I love this look. I love this gnarly looking front claws here. Love this head sculpt. There's 2 head sculpts that I really, really, really like. And just the execution of this with just the menacing tendrils. I said that about 10,000 times in the video. So, but the intricacy of how all this worked together, you know, and it was quite a task to put together. But I just think this is just executed exceptionally well, and got one look that I absolutely love. So very happy to rank him as my number 7 acquisition. Okay, next up we have Thanos bust. So wasn't going to pull him down either. Way too hard to get up on that shelf. So why is he not ranked higher? There's something about the art of statues that I just prefer a little bit more, even though the realism of these is just creepy good. So I think it's one of the most outstanding busts that I've seen. There's 1 or 2 of the Wonder Women busts that are really, really outstanding. That I might say, I don't collect DC, but if I did, those might top anything there. It's just those are executed flawlessly or near flawlessly. Really, really love these. People come in and they're just blown away about the realism. They're like apprehensive to even reach out to them for fear that they think they're going to move. But really love them. But there's just something about, so from this point forward with ratings, I mean, it is so minuscule razor edge of, you know, at any day, you know, any time or time frame, I could rearrange the list. You know, the top is pretty much the top. But as you'll see as we progress right now, I've even rearranged some of them since the last time I've commented on the videos of which ones were 1 and 2. But so stay tuned. But moving on, this one comes in at number 6. So once again, a piece that's a little bit too much to move, but Ghost Rider. It's a custom piece that, quite honestly, Ghost Rider was not a favorite growing up, but when I saw the execution of this piece, I was just absolutely blown away with what was done with it. And it is just, once again, the presence of it on the shelf is one that people, you know, people dig motorcycles, people dig skulls. So you had a flaming skull, you know, even if they don't know the character, they're just like, that is cool. So very well executed. Criticism of it is the paint on the base needed some help, but the engineering to it, the execution of it, the attitude and presence of it are just superior, and really, really dig it, and it comes in at number 5 in my collection. Okay, was able to get this guy on the turntable without only a minor heart attack. So, this might be the first surprise slot in the fact that it wasn't that many months ago that I declared this as my favorite statue ever, but things change. So, still love it. I still think it is outstanding. Had it not been for a couple of other statues that come out, it's Statue of the Year for me. Of course, in the Marvel side, because that's what I collect. But and I think they faithfully executed the old school lab, you know, look. Certain little details like this little calculator looking device, control pad. The sculpt I think is outstanding. The engineering to it, the fact of how they executed Banner was a highlight that wasn't really expected. Once people got them in hands, they were just really thrilled with it. So zero criticisms of it. Highly recommend this piece. It is quite a presence whenever you walk in. People know the Hulk, you know, from the movies or comic books whenever they were growing up. And XM just slayed it with this. So a very, very solid. It's a shame it can't be ranked higher, but coming in at number 4. All right, coming in at number 3, maybe also a surprise to people. Another huge piece. Huge! Concept of it is outstanding, you know, based on a comic cover art, and in my opinion, just killed the execution of it. There's really nothing that I dislike in it. Painted by Dan, outstanding paint work, best paint job I believe that I have on a piece. Just thrilled with it. And to top it off, I think with bias, he comes in at number 3 because he's my favorite character from my childhood. Absolutely love Ben Grimm and the Fantastic Four, and can't wait for a movie to do him justice. But solid addition, and one of the reasons that Hulk got bumped down just a little bit is because I love this dude right here. I love you, man. Really like this piece. Just thumbs up. Number 3. All right, I'm exhausted and burning up with all these lights. Seth, no more complaining about taking the Hulkbuster down. Just kidding, buddy. I love you. You're the best. So, as I was going through and thinking about, you know, this guy had gotten kind of bumped down the list, you know, as I would do stuff, oh, you know, such and such is my number 2 now. And as I was looking at this list yesterday, I was thinking, you know, let's use the criteria of if I was going to sell them, which, you know, piece would part with first. And that's not totally a criteria that I used on everything, if that makes sense. But the reason he's at number 2 is because this piece is a keeper. You know, if I had to part with other ones, this guy is staying. Of all the pieces I own, to me, this is the most artistic. And the fact that I just think it captivates so much. Energy, emotion, the overall composition of it, the flow of it, is just outstanding to me. Absolutely love this piece. Have from the moment that I opened it. It's been number 1 for forever. But again, tomorrow it could be my most favorite, you know. So just outstandingly executed. 0 criticisms of it. Paint job is outstanding. It has a day glow paint. If you put a UV light on it, it will actually glow in the dark. Anatomy is fantastic. I personally love the pose. I know some don't, but to me, there's 2 top of the heap Silver Surfers, the Black Hole, and this one. And very proud to own this one, and very proud to have it at number 2. So I guess you can guess what number 1 is. And here we have it, number 1. In my opinion, statue of the year. Just words fail. Engineering, fantastic. Some of the best I've ever seen. I can't think of a statue that's better engineered and put together, and it's just such a cohesive, unique, complementary but different color palette, and but yet the 2 complement one another. They both look outstanding on their own, and to me they're over the top together. Is it statues? Okay, well, Hulk transformation is statues. Batman Who Laughs, statues. So to me that doesn't disqualify it. King of the Mountain for me. I don't see another piece that I have coming in topping it, but who knows? I didn't see some of my other ones being topped. So just outstanding. What else can you say? So closing out 2020, really appreciate all of you who have followed the channel. I get so much encouragement from your comments and your personal messages. Just awesome community. I really appreciate you guys. Here's to everybody being healthy in 2021. And again, just really appreciate it. Please hit that like, sub, notification bell so you know when the next one comes out. Tell your friends about me if you enjoy what I do. You know, get a chuckle or whatever. And as always, closing out 2020, if you're not doing it half-ass, you ain't doing it right. Y'all stay safe.